Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier. Okay, special episode today. Back in season one, we did a two-part podcast with me and Ashley, and we were talking about the, let's see, that was not Eli's birth story. Um, oh, it was um, Ashley, help me out here. We talked about your miscarriage, right?
We were talking about my miscarriage, yes. It
Okay.
was mostly about my miscarriage, a little bit of Eli, but mostly the miscarriage part.
Yeah. So we said we would do another episode, happier episode, um, when, let's see, you found out you were pregnant with Eli, and I'm trying to think. Gosh, he was born in August of 23. So you found out, was it around Christmas, right?
Yes, it was the first week of December.
Okay.
The Thanksgiving that we had, which was at Grandma Sue's house, I was feeling nauseous and sick from like the turkey smell. So I had a feeling that I was pregnant
Okay.
again. But
And
yeah.
do you remember how long it was after the miscarriage?
Yeah, it was about, I want to say it was like, let's see, I miscarried May 4th, which I hate because everybody will say May the 4th be with you, and I
Oh,
hate.
yeah.
So May 4th, I lost the baby, and then I went to see my doctor and make sure they wanted to make sure, quote unquote, everything was gone from the miscarriage, which is so upsetting that I had to see an ultrasound of a sac that was now empty. But uh, they said, okay, everything looks great. Everything looks like it's flushed out of your system, which is just terrible to think about. And they said, wait until you get your period again, and then you can start again. And I said, okay. And I remember getting my period on the week of my friend's wedding. So that was in June, like the first week of June. And we tried and we're getting no results. So we just said, maybe it's just not our time yet. So we waited, and yeah, about 5 to 6 months we found out, let's see, May and then June. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, about six-ish months.
Yes, and just a little reminder because I know people have been doing this forever. So when you meet somebody and you've been with them for quite a while, people are like, "Oh, when you getting engaged?" And then you get engaged, and then everyone's like, "Well, when are you getting married?" Okay, then you get married, and then it's when are you having kids? And you have to be really careful with that because unfortunately, it is more common for people to struggle to get pregnant and have fertility issues. And not a lot of people are want to be open about it and share it with people. It's a very touchy subject. So just be mindful when people get married, to not, inundate them with that question, when. Because I apologize that I did it to you. I guess I was
No, Mom,
overexcited.
you don't have to apologize for that. But I do agree. I feel like we should be taking that out of conversations for people because we live in a difficult world right now, and you don't know what people are going through with infertility, or they might have gotten a miscarriage, or they've been trying and getting no results. And before we got pregnant with our first that we unfortunately lost, my husband went to the clinic to make sure his swimmers were okay, and I went to go get myself checked out. And then that's when I found out I had my coronary uterus, which means my uterus isn't a triangle shape. It kind of goes into a heart shape. And they said with having that heart-shaped uterus, you're more likely to have a miscarriage, which I don't think that was necessarily the reason why we had the miscarriage. I believe from what the doctor was saying, it just wasn't a viable pregnancy. And it just didn't develop right. So, it is what it is. And I am very thankful for the Pregnancy Resource Center for helping me get through that miscarriage and also helping me get through the worries of being pregnant with my son because it was not easy. It was not easy at all. The first thing that I thought of when I was pregnant with Eli is, does it have a heartbeat? And so we went right away to my nurse friend told me about the Pregnancy Resource Center, and we went there right away. We got our ultrasound and we got our pregnancy test, and seeing that little tiny gummy bear move around and have a little heartbeat made me so happy.
Yes, and then I remember I went with you to one of the ultrasounds.
Yeah, this was when Eli was a little bit more developed. I think this was maybe second trimester.
Yeah, it was in
Wanted to,
Lockport when we went.
yes, yes. I can't remember how many weeks we were, but when we were there at that ultrasound, we found out that I gave the wrong dates because we thought we would be due August 13th, but it was actually going to be around your birthday that he was going to come. Because I thought they
Yes,
go off of when your period ended, but no, they go off of when your period started, not when it ended.
yes. And I was excited to finally have somebody in August with me. I'm all by myself.
Yeah, he was born 4 days before your birthday.
Yes,
Yeah, now he's going to be 2.5 February 3rd. I can't believe that I have a 2.5-year-old. And then sometimes, December is hard for me because, we were supposed to be due December 11th with our baby that we lost, and it's hard. And we have an ornament for our baby that we put up on our tree every year, and we have wind chimes and we have keychains on our keys. Like, we always have something to remind us that there was that spark of hope of being a parent, and then now we have our son. And I don't take my son for granted because I am so very lucky and blessed to have him in my life. Um, but there's those what ifs of would have been a boy, would have been a girl, like what would we name it? What would it look like? How would it have grown up? How would it have laughed, walk, talk? Would it look like me? Would it look like my husband? But I try to sometimes shut those voices out and say that they are where they're supposed to be. I'm getting all emotional now. They are where they're supposed to be, up in heaven with their heavenly father, and they're with my grandparents, and they are loved always, and always, always, always in my heart. And I ended up getting a tattoo, and they had a flash tattoo, and I was just like picking out from these sheets of flash tattoos, and I'm like, I have no idea what to pick out. And then I saw this flower. It was two flowers. It was a fully bloomed flower, and then it was a flower that wasn't fully bloomed. It was kind of a closed flower. And I decided to go with that, and it just spoke to me, and it made me think about how my little baby flower never got to bloom. And um, I put it on my wrist because I have learned that I want to keep things that I want to see every day close to me on my wrist. So I have my flower, and then my mom, she likes to write "Love Mom" in my cards, so I have that on my wrist. And then later on, after Eli was born, I got a poppy flower, which is the month of August flower, and the stem spells out my son's name, Eli. But mom likes to call him Little Ragu.
I do.
But you just do things to honor what you've lost. Whenever you lose a family member, a pet, a child, like you just try to do things to keep their memory alive or to keep them close to you always.
Yes,
Um,
and Kevin was my rainbow baby because I miscarried in between you and Kevin. You were 9 months, and what
yeah.
caused my miscarriage is we had a dog, and we were doing anything and everything to save him. And he died, and I just couldn't handle coming home and not seeing him, and I miscarried. And it took a
How
while
far were you in your
before
pregnancy?
uh first trimester. So
Oh,
probably
okay.
like 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, right at the very beginning. Yeah, I was about at 8 to 9 weeks when we lost ours. So yeah, yeah, it's just you can. It's hard because with a woman's body, when you go through something like that, you kind of do that. Maybe I deserve it. And I know at one point I kind of said that to myself, but then I don't think that way anymore now. But um, you go, why? Why me? Why did this happen? And you ask your body, why did you fail on me? And I think it's just very important that you get the help that you need to get you through that struggle. So when I went through my miscarriage, I was seeing my therapist um, a lot more frequently because it was really hard. I took it day by day because that's all I could really do to get through the miscarriage. And I try not to think of 2022 being a bad year because it at least ended with me knowing that I would be pregnant with Eli. But it was very hard juggling the grief and juggling the uh, excitement of having a new pregnancy. But when we found out the gender of Eli on February 14th, which was Valentine's Day of 2023, and it was so exciting. And Mom, would you like to tell the story of what happened?
Yes, you sent me, um, or no, you gave me the credentials that I could go into your portal and see. And I'll be honest, I wanted you to have a little girl like I've had you, um, first, and then you would have your boy like I did. And it shouldn't have surprised me when I seen that it was a boy because the girls in our family, the firstborn, um, is a boy, except I and my niece had girls first. So it shouldn't have surprised me that it was a boy. And I wasn't supposed to say anything. And you were going to do a reveal at the Build-A-Bear. And I somehow was talking to you about um Mama Sue, and I said something to the fact of, and now Mama Sue has two grandsons. And then I realized what I said, and I'm like, no, you didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Because you go, did you just tell me the gender of my baby? Nope, nope, nope. I'm sorry. Nope, I did it. I'm wrong. My bad.
You played it off so well that I didn't know if you were serious or not. So Um, I was pleasantly surprised when we had our baby shower. I mean, baby gender reveal. So,
Yes.
um, I didn't care if it was a boy or a girl. All I cared about was having a healthy pregnancy, a healthy baby, a baby with a heartbeat. That's all I ever cared about. And I got a Doppler to always listen to his heartbeat. But then once second trimester, when they start kicking and everything, I felt more secure that I didn't really need the Doppler or anything. And I was like, I'm going to have this baby because my doctor told me once I hit second trimester, he says, you're going to have this baby. And that made me feel a lot more at ease. But I had to take my anxiety meds that were safe to take during pregnancy. And then I had to take those classes to help me get through everything. It was a lot at once. But yeah, feeling Eli kick, man, it was something. and like being able to talk to him and play music to him and read to him while he was in there cooking. And he was a very big baby, and I'm very, very lucky that giving birth to him wasn't long because I had some friends that did like 24-hour birth, and I'm like, my God, good luck. It is really hard to give birth to a child, but you know what? You get through it, you go home in a diaper, and you get to enjoy being with your baby. But typically, what we're going to talk about today is postpartum depression, because I feel that that's a very important thing about being a woman. It's it's very difficult when you become a mom for the first time because it's everything's new to you. You have no idea what you're doing unless you have your mom helping you out or your grandparent helping you out. Like anybody who was a parent before will help you out and give you unsolicited, wanted advice of how to raise your child and everything. But I think it's important to have a mom community and, like just be like, here are my struggles. What did you do? And I got really lucky because I had a friend from high school and her baby was only 4 months older than my baby. So anything that I have questions for, I would usually ask her. But I did not get the baby blues. And I didn't get the postpartum until I was about 6 months. When my son was 6 months old, it was just the weirdest thing. We were just chugging along, and then I go to my follow-up because they'll check on you a lot, and they'll have you fill out the questionnaires of how your mood is feeling, blah blah blah. Because sometimes you'll disconnect from your kid and don't want to be a mom, and you get really depressed. Complete opposite for me, but. My doctor said, "How does it feel that this is your new normal?" And then it just hit me really hard, and I'm like, "Oh shit." And then I got the postpartum depression. And, just, talk to your doctor about medication and talk about how you're feeling and see your therapist and do what you need to take care of yourself. But Mom, let's talk about how it was when Eli was first born. And well, so when Eli was born, he has a blood condition that his dad has, my grandpa Papa has, and then great grandpa Papa has, which is called spherocytosis, where it's a blood condition where your blood cells aren't normal shape. They are kind of sphere shaped. So when they go in your bloodstream, they zap them, making you really anemic and just a whole bunch of problems. When you get viral infections, it's literally the worst. Getting fevers is intense for them with this blood condition. It's just a rare genetic blood condition that runs in the family, so nothing we can really do about it. Um, but Eli had to be underneath one of those lamps for about 4 days. He was in the hospital. He came out on my mom's birthday, which my mom, she said for her birthday wish, she wanted Eli to come home, which he did that night on my mom's birthday. But we were dealing with having to go get his blood work done because he was finally able to go home, but they're like, I'll put him out in the sun because he had really bad jaundice and he had really bad bilirubin. He was like very yellow. So I had to work with that for a while. But Mom, do you want to talk about how it was having a newborn baby and then the help that you did for me?
Yes, I made you meals and some of them you froze, so you had them. And I believe I mean, gosh, it feels like it was so long ago. I believed I helped with cleaning and let's see what else, because you were home from August until October. So yeah, I think I want to say that like I would come over maybe during the week and then I would definitely I think I want to say I would come over on the weekend too. So yeah, just doing, the mom things, helping you out, clean, laundry, bring you dinners. I think I even grocery shopped for you and brought you your groceries. I unfortunately didn't get all that when I had both of you guys. Kind of felt even when I was married that I was a single parent because I was doing everything. So, but yeah, doing all the fun things that a mom does, you know?
Yeah, uh, I appreciate everything that you did for me because you were very involved in my life as soon as
Mm-hmm.
Eli was. I mean, you've always been very
Yeah.
involved in my life, but you put on the hard hat and helped me out, and you would even watch Eli on Wednesdays when I would go back to work. But I
Yes.
honestly, I don't think so. In America, mostly places that you work at, unless your workplace is different, most places it's you get 6 weeks off unpaid unless you save your PTO like I did, which I did.
Yes. Yes.
And if you give birth, if you get a C-section, it's 8 weeks. I don't think that that is enough time to spend with your child and then having to go back to work. Oh, look who's
Yes.
up. Hi, buddy. How was your nap?
Oh, hello, Ragu.
You want to say hi to everybody? No? Okay. He's
No.
saying Mao. So I'm sorry, you're gonna hear Eli a little bit here and there, but he's an adorable little baby. He loves his kitty cat. Him and Minna are like the best friends ever. Um, yeah. He took a late nap, so hopefully we'll be able to get him to sleep tonight. It's been a rough week of having a leak in his room, and he's been sleeping in bed with us even though he's not supposed to. Um,
Yes. We got some crazy rain and wind. Like everyone I've talked to, they're like, "Did you hear that wind?" And I'm like, "Yeah, and that rain." Everyone was saying it
it
felt
was
like
bad.
Florida hurricane
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah, I had two coworkers, their basements were flooded. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I can complain about the dripping of the ceiling because that sounds a little bit worse.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, with this it's storm and everything. And now typically I feel like there's a lot of things that people judge on about being a parent and how to raise your child. Like how I was just saying, Eli sleeping with us. I have a friend and their kid sleeps with them, and honestly, every kid is different. It all is what works for you. I don't think anybody should be shamed if your kid sleeps in your bed. But I mean, if they're a little bit older and they should be sleeping in their own bed, then maybe it's time. But you do what you're comfortable with and what your child is comfortable with and how you feel safe because my husband's been sleeping good. I haven't because Eli sticks to me like glue. But my husband sleeps well because he knows his child's safe versus I don't sleep well because my child is taking up a majority of the side of my bed.
Oh, and the dream catcher has been working for him.
Yes, the dream catcher has been working for him. I think it's mostly because he's afraid of the dark that he just kind of gets a little scared. And we have a nightlight for him that puts stars on the wall, but it times out and it'll turn off. And I think that's probably why he's waking up in the middle of the night screaming. But we also went to the dentist this week, and Eli has all of his teeth, which is great, but his back molars are still growing in. So I wonder if it might be the molars too. And then he just got done with that ear infection. So you can never really know because it's always going to be something every single time. It could be them being sick, it could be them growing, it could be anything, but I just think it's very important that your health is good so you can be the best mom or dad that you can be for your child. And I honestly, I hate the whole milestone crap because I feel like it's just a BS reason to say if your child isn't hitting this expectation, then they're delayed. I hate the whole your child is delayed. That is like my biggest pet peeve about being a parent is the delayedness. And they're saying to me, you're now that your child is 2.5 years old and he's not talking full sentences that he's delayed. Who cares? I am doing the best that I can as a mother to provide for my son and teach him words every day, and he is talking a lot more. And unfortunately, the place that we're getting speech therapy from dogged me really bad, saying that everything was fully covered by our insurance, and it sure wasn't. And I had to pay $495. And then with the new insurance, Mom, I don't know if I told you this story. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm going to tell it again to you. I've been going back and forth with them for the last 3 weeks about everything, and I gave them my new insurance card, and they told me it's not a copay, it's a percentage, and
Yes.
so I have to meet my deductible of $850, and then it'll be $20. I'm like, oh, geez, only have to do 9 sessions, because it'll be $100 per session. And I said, no, no, thank you. Take us off the list. We don't need your service anymore.
Yeah, I know. You'll find something better suited and you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, they said like going through the state, it's about a 6 month wait, but they said you could do early intervention for like before they start school. So like when he does what, preschool, right? So I'm trying to find out all the information that I can for that, but I feel like every day is a struggle, like once you become a parent. Like once they're born, you worry about the whole breastfeeding or formula feeding, and oh, Eli's giving kisses to his kitty. And kitty, meow. He knows kitties go meow. And
Mo.
I feel that with breastfeeding, you do it if you can do it. Don't get stressed if you're not making a big milk supply or not enough. What I had to do is my son didn't latch on, so I would have to pump it and put it in a bottle and feed it to him that way. And then at one point, I was making a lot of milk, and then one point my milk was starting to decrease, and I tried to eat and drink anything to make it go more, and it wasn't. And so we had to do iron formula because of his blood condition. So we had to do a mixture of breast milk and iron formula for him to give him the nutrients that he needed in his body. So don't shame yourself as a mom if you can't do the breastfeeding. I only did it for 6 months, and it was a lot, and it's very difficult to tell your breasts to stop making milk. You literally have to put ice packs on them to make it stop from flowing and everything. But that was the most difficult thing for me was you know, the providing for my son. What, buddy? Oh, you dropped something.
Oh,
There
and
you go.
and do not shame moms who are breastfeeding. I see it all the time on Instagram where they're bottle feeding and people are being so um hard on women. And it's like, you know what? If somebody chooses that, I mean, that's fine. They could have millions of reasons, not enough milk supply or that. So, yeah, don't shame anyone.
I agree. Don't shame anybody for what choices that they make to provide for their child. I can't really think too much else besides the whole breastfeeding and stuff, but I mean, it's very important to take care of yourself, take care of your body. Make sure to ask for help, even though you know you don't want to ask for help because you want to be independent and be able to do it on your own right. Um, oh, Mom, let's do a quick little segment. We won't do a shame, 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 but we'll do a quick little segment here. My wonderful stepsister. Hi, Robin, if you're listening to this, I hope you're enjoying your day. She has a cute little baby who's 4 months old. She's
Oh,
cute as
yes.
sin. We can't wait to meet her when the time is right because it's really scary being a parent and having a young child and not wanting them to get sick. And I totally understand that boundaries are important. But she asked if you could tell a funny story of what I did when I was a kid, if, like from any age, from like either when I was super little or, like maybe when I was a teenager
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. And then a story for Eli as well. I,
Okay.
I, I can't really think of a goofy story for Eli. He just does cute little goofy things here and there. But my most recent one that is funny is he has a little kitchen with toy food that you had gotten him.
Yes.
And he's just a really goofy, funny guy. He'll laugh at anything. But what he was doing was he was taking all of his food and throwing it behind his kitchen. And I would make a reaction like, no! Ooh, and he would laugh. I'd be like, he's laughing right now. Um, but he just kept throwing them until all of his food is now behind his kitchen now. But he thought it was the most hilarious thing ever, and I thought it was pretty funny too. All
Yes.
right, Mom, your turn.
Okay. You won't get mad and sick?
Well, it depends what story you're gonna say because there's several stories about me that are embarrassing. Like which one are you gonna do?
Fourth grade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Um, you came to me and you had shaved your eyebrows off. And I don't know why. And you're like, oh my God, I can't go to school like this. What am I gonna do? And I was trying not to laugh. And then I thought of a Seinfeld episode where Uncle Leo burns his eyebrows off and Elaine draws them in and it makes him look mean. And I was drawing them in on you and I'm trying not to laugh, but I was laughing and you're like, is that funny? And um yeah, I'm sorry, but I was laughing because, you laugh when you're, Seinfeld was really big back then, and when you feel like a sitcom is like your life. So I was laughing, and then for a while you had the nickname of Uncle Leo that you did not appreciate.
Yeah, and then you would call me George, and then people were like, "Who's George?"
Yeah.
They would never say my name, and so people were like, either like they would all call me George.
Yeah.
Not um, why I shaved my eyebrows, I could never tell you. All I know is I was in the mirror covering them up and asking myself, "What do I look like without eyebrows?" And then I took like a regular razor that you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
use to just shave your legs and armpits and shade them off. And maybe like couple minutes sink in and I realize I made a bad mistake.
Yeah.
Eli,
But you
you have
know
any
what?
stories?
You're lucky that you have nice eyebrows because I plucked the heck out of mine and it won't grow back
Well, now they're just
fully.
bushy.
Yeah, they mine won't grow back fully. And while I do have, an eyebrow pencil, I don't want to,
You have very thin eyebrows.
yeah, I don't want to make it look obvious that I drew them in. So I may go to a place where they do lamination where it looks more natural. I just don't
Yeah.
want to look mean like Uncle Leo.
How long did you have to draw in my eyebrows until they grew back?
Quite a while.
Oh gosh. Yeah. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's another embarrassing story. You went to what was that called? The Warp Tour.
Oh,
And
this
you
one.
were like, "Oh my God, they were like smoking pot and stuff there." And Um, and then I think you said something about maybe your lips were chapped. And I don't think I had chapstick. I said, but I said, well, how about some Vaseline? And you go, I don't want to get high.
To be fair, I was at Warp Tour for like the whole day, completely sunburned, probably really dehydrated. Nothing made sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like we had a pantry in the kitchen and I told you to go get the ketchup and you went into the garage.
Didn't we have a shelf in the garage?
That was for Pop.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
He
keep
likes to
food out in the
buy.
garage because the temp
Bugs.
would differ. So Pop was the only thing I kept out in the garage.
I don't know why I went out to the garage, but I thought it would be there, but it was in our regular pantry near the fridge, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So so we had some
Mom, was there anything that helped you get by when you were having postpartum with me or Kevin?
I mean, I never was on anything like medication wise. Um,
But it was probably really hard because, I mean, we always talk about donor
yeah, and the lack
and
of help
how he never
that I
helped you. You
got.
pretty much, I mean, he didn't even want to change diapers.
No, no,
So
the lack.
how did you get through that, or was there anything to like really help you with the postpartum? Did you have postpartum?
Um, I really don't think so. And if I did, I just fought through it because, like I said, even after I felt like I was a single parent since day one. And even after I officially was, you don't think about what, you have to endure, what's ahead of you. You just do it and keep moving forward. And that's how. And the fact that I had a wonderful mother who believed in me.
Yeah, you would talk to you. Yeah, yeah. She talked to her mama. Eli says mama, and he likes to call daddy Dita. Dita. And say Gigi
Daddy,
and Papa.
Papa,
Good job. Good job, bud. Yeah, he loves those new words. And he was saying sausage, sausage. It's
Yep.
very adorable once they start talking.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, you mostly were like you were my rock and so was Chris. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to get through motherhood at the start of everything without you and Chris.
Yep.
Okay, you want to wrap this up, Mom?
Yeah. Yeah. So, if there are there any links you want me to share?
I would definitely recommend sharing the Pregnancy Resource Center. They could always
Okay.
use donations if anybody would like to give to them.
Okay.
You can always look and see if there's a Pregnancy Resource Center in your area. I know there's a couple locations in Illinois. I don't know if they're in all states. Um, but but yeah, I would say definitely like Pregnancy Resource Center or there is Better Health or is it called Better Health, where you can get a
Yes.
psychiatrist or a therapist at any time?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that. Or I don't know. I'm going to be seeing my therapist again too because I mean, even when your kid is a little bit bigger, you still go through the struggles of life and whatever is going on, which right now my struggle is, my kid's not talking full sentences, so I feel like a bad mom at times, even though I know I'm not a bad mom. You're doing what you can do for your child. Um, and then, you just go through the struggles of whatever life likes to throw at you, like a $495 bill
Yep.
or
All
your
right.
cat knocking down
We
things.
we can get into that next time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah, I
It's
hope
gonna cut us
everybody
off.
Yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend and yeah, just always take care of yourself.
Yep. All righty. till next time. And if you guys have any suggestions of a subject, please feel free to let me know.
We love our scrappy peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, we look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.